Hello, my name is Mitch and I draw Blood Force, and we're back for the epic conclusion to Spawn Week. The video for Spawn number 4. That's what we've all been anticipating. But before we do that, we'll do the promo real quick. So what is Blood Force? This is Blood Force. Blood Force is a celebration / send-up of 90s extreme comics. It's itself a comic book. It's drawn by me and also written by me. It's all me. I'm to blame for this. So you may be asking yourself, how do I go about reading Blood Force? And the answer is, you open up the description to this video. In there you'll find a link to my Patreon. Subscribe there. That will give you access to all of the Blood Force pages. It'll also give you access to all the process stuff. I usually include stuff like just pencils lying out there. You'll get all the videos. You'll also get some pre-Blood Force stuff. All this just for $3 American. It's an absolute steal. And of course, the more subscribers we get, the closer we get to the goal of publishing Blood Force. But that's a ways off. First thing we got to do, baby steps, is we need subscribers first. So head on over there and subscribe and go read some comics. Go read some comics after subscribing to my Patreon. So here we are finally at issue 4. It's been a roller coaster of emotions so far. Remember that time when Spawn stood there and went, "Man, my life sucks." And then the Violator killed somebody. And then there was that time when Spawn was standing on a roof and he was like, "I don't remember a time when my life wasn't sucky, but maybe that's because of that guy who made that deal." And oh man, it's just been epic pouting this entire time. But that's going to come to an end probably. Because we're here for issue 4, which is the big slugfest between Spawn and Violator. That's something, right? And so the cover here, let's get right into it. It feels like the quality of composition has gone downhill steadily from issue 1. Well, issue 1 and 2 were kind of on a par. Issue 3 was a little bit further down. Issue 4... it's not as much of a cool looking work of art as the last 3. It does still feel kind of iconic. Didn't see too many quite like this back in the day. And Todd's managing to stay on schedule. This is September, last one was August, so we're doing all right there. After 5 months of Spawn being available, we've only missed 1 month. That's not terrible. And who did the colors on the cover on this one? I have no idea. I cannot read that. That blends right into the scroll thing. So that's not a great advertisement for your services when I can't tell who the fuck you are because you fucked up the colors. All right. So, all the same, pretty much, although Terry Fitzgerald is now have the editor title there. And we're going to start out with the end of issue 3, really, where, nothing else has happened over the course of these issues. So Violator ripped out Spawn's heart, and McFarlane has the gall to give us a recap for what's been going on in this comic book. Spawn has just been kind of wandering around pouting and throwing tantrums. And every once in a while he remembers a snippet of something. And now he's going to break that all down for us again. So, and even if there had been stuff going on, it's only been 4 issues. Or 3 issues, really. We probably could remember. But whatever, let's go on to it. And we're going to get a straight up redo of the last couple of pages of issue 3 here. Still looks pretty good. The only problem with doing this, of course, is that you got to pick one of those images for your promos. Some gigantic lettering here. But, looks great. First couple pages have looked really good so far. And then we're going to slow things down a little bit. They should have kind of just jumped right into it, I feel like. But Violator's going to whine a bit about how he ripped his heart out, and that should have killed him. I guess he needed to pad out the issue a little bit. Yeah, so, throws his heart down, Spawn pouts, and picks it up, and kind of re-energizes it, reintegrates it into himself. Alright. It still all feels a little bit pointless, but, I mean, like, he was getting along fine without it. But, sure. Yeah, why not? Now we get a cool shot of Spawn. Oh, my God. Everything takes just for fucking ever. You know, like, we're... okay, I gotta count the pages, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages before anything even happens. Oh my God. And nothing happened before that. It's just like every once in a while he makes the nothing look cool. So, okay, good stuff. But yeah, he's not going to let somebody rip out his heart and not pay. So, there we go. Finally, something happens. Spawn attacks Violator. And probably one of the coolest looking, like, energy blast things up to this point. Yeah, no, I tried copying this once or twice. Didn't come anywhere close. That's okay. And we get some, like, almost Claremont-y description of what's going on. It's like, I think we kind of got it. But the force of Spawn's blast carves a hole through the Violator the size of a basketball. I don't know that... Sure. Fragments of bluish rotting chunks vomit themselves in a helter-skelter pattern. The brick walls now have a mural of crimson gore. So yeah, none of this feels necessary. It is a Todd thing where, you know, he goes overboard on description. I mean, he does it with his art too. I suppose he should do it with the writing. And he does the kind of thing that he did in Spider-Man with, and Spider-Man #1, if you remember in the first Double Splash, where it's all like his web line, advantageous, and his suit, it's fantacular, and his puns, oh God, the puns. He's doing the same thing here with, how can he repair a dismembered heart? Why does he even have such powers? When is all the madness going to end? This is the shit we need to dwell on when we got a kick-ass image on the page? I don't think so, man. But, you know, you want to be proud of your writing, I guess. Like, pick a different page, man. This didn't need anything other than these two images. And then it turns out that Violator can also get by without a heart. And so now we're going to get into some cool stuff at least. And not only that, if you'll notice, the detail level is starting to increase a little bit here. It's a Violator throws Spawn around. Yeah, a little bit. So Todd's enjoying himself on these pages at least. And maybe he enjoyed himself a little bit too much because he couldn't actually draw an entire fight. Could have, you know what? If instead of this and instead of this, you'd had a couple of pages of them blasting and hacking at each other, that probably worked out a little better. That's an interesting shot at... Man, that doesn't look right at all. But okay. I wonder if there's a thing... Is there a... Oh, this is the thing. Maybe. Because this page does seem so unnecessary. And you need this to be a double page, so you need the pages to work out properly. But, I mean, you got a couple of ads in here. So, yeah, no, this just wasn't necessary. That's a thing I actually managed to fuck up in Blood Force #1 was the page count. So I had like a double page spread, and then it didn't add up right. So like the page that should have been on the left was over here, and then the other page is over here. It's like, oh shit, I had to like trim out a page's worth of dialogue, and on mine that's actually a fair bit. It was all unnecessary, I think. So, Todd's not the only one who likes to bloviate. And, okay, back Should we talk about Spawn some more? We could do that. Yeah, this isn't cool. I don't know. I think when I was a kid, maybe I thought it was a little funny, but like, it would have been cooler to see the fight. And these two fighting calls the male Bolgia. Oh yes, this is an Image Comics number 0 issue. Correct. If you want to know what that is, I have a video about that one. You should watch it because it's something. Anyway, male Bolgia shows up and he's gonna discipline Spawn and Violator, and it looks as though male Bolgia was actually birthed like with an umbilical cord and everything, because he's got a belly button and belly hair. This is still like the worst design for a demon. His giant freaking gut. And he's gonna just kind of wax philosophical here for a little while. And then we get the breakdown of why. Okay, Mel Bolger's got an army. Spawn's in the army now. There you go. That's it. He was a bad person, and he joined the Devil Army. And that's what all of this is. And he's starting to explain a little bit about how his power is draining. So this feels kind of dumb. Just a little bit dumb. So he explains the power meter. If the power meter drains completely, then Spawn will die again. And then Male Bolger will completely own his soul, which suggests that he doesn't completely own it now. So in the meantime, bad people are going to do bad people things, and he could do something about it. But if he does something about it, then he depletes his reserves further and gets closer to joining the army, which he kind of already did. Or if he doesn't do something about it, then he's just letting evil happen and sort of turning himself colder. He was already a contract killer. But okay. All of this seems kind of stupid and pointless. Why give him the deal? You had his soul, And Violator's all pissed off because he's, patting him on the head, treating him like a favorite son kind of thing. And meanwhile, he's saying, I did great stuff here. I, killed gangsters and ripped Spawn's heart out. That has to do with your agenda somehow, right? Cool looking page, though. And apparently Male Bolger didn't want to do any of that, so there was no reason for Violator to be in this comic book. Period. He didn't like he didn't like him killing the gangsters at all, and now the gangsters are cautious, and he doesn't like that for some reason. I mean, what's the fucking difference? And so, because he's in a pissy mood, he makes it so Violator can't change out of his Danny DeVito form. And Danny DeVito Violator is going to bemoan his fate, much like Spawn. And we get a page that Todd likes drawing, with Spawn looking moody next to Danny DeVito Violator yelling stuff. And that was the whole fight. There was a couple of decent pages in there, but I'm pretty sure even in my memory, this is like a knockdown, drag out kind of fight. And we got what? So he ripped his heart out, blasted him through, Spawn blasted him through the stomach, he throws him up against the wall, blasts and missed, and then something happened, a couple limbs went flying. This was kind of hardcore for the time, because you weren't going to see any of this in Marvel or DC, and that's all I had any kind of experience with up to this point. Still, it was kind of a slow transition to interesting fights. Anyway, So now we're going to cut to... It feels unrelated. Like this almost could be in that same method from before, where it's just like pick a random sequence afterwards and slot it in, except that he's got an actual transition up here. So this is intentional. And this connects to the events in Savage Dragon number 3. When did this come out? This was September, right? Savage Dragon number 3 came out like December. Yeah, it did. No, well, I mean, it all works in context. It doesn't really matter. I guess it's kind of cool at that point to get it from the other side of things. And then Wanda wakes up because she's dreaming about Al. And that's it. And it feels like a miniseries ending. You know, that's okay. Not much happened at all previous to this. Another couple of long letters. This one was kind of interesting, actually. Somebody who's 21 and just started collecting comics, and brings up the Satanism angle, which I always forget about. Like, yeah, he makes a deal with the devil to come back and everything, but for some reason that doesn't really stick in my brain as being anything objectionable. It's like, sure, that's just that's the premise. Who cares? But, you know, having the devil or something like the devil in your comic and making it a focal point and making it a important part of the story, I guess that's objectionable to people, and it was more so in 1992. And now we're gonna get more coming attracting. Well, just pinups and stuff, just neat stuff to fill it up with. Wetworks won't be coming for a while, but I guess they didn't know that at the time. No, they wouldn't. Got to see some Wills inked by Todd. The Wills part, or the figure, that might just be inked by Wills. He's a skilled inker himself. It feels like all of this stuff around, that's the Todd stuff. Yeah, might be both. Who knows? And another Dave Sim pinup. This one exclusive for the issue. Dave loves his parody images. And the same ads here. Oh, we got Supreme coming up. Yeah, just like a couple of months. That'll be exciting, huh? And then the comic book greats videos, which I always wanted to check out. I feel like they're short, though. And, like, not something I would ever want to watch now. At the time I did, though. Yeah. Oh, look, we got Cyberforce coming soon. Pretty soon. In like a month. Not bad. So, yeah, that's it for the Spawn series. Hang on, let me get them all out here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much what we expected. Looks great. Sometimes. Not as consistently as I remembered. I will say that. The Spider-Man series had quite a bit more detail in it than Spawn did when it started out. But Todd's having to wear a lot more hats on this than he did on that. So, I mean, we can kind of let it slide, I guess. And again, Todd isn't used to not working with an editor or with other people depending on him having the pages done. Or without other people depending on him having the pages done. If he wants to get them out on time, he's the one who has to do the pages. So that's probably... I wouldn't be surprised if that was part of the discussions he had with Dave. But, yeah, it's... The story picks up a little bit from here. Yeah, because we got the Billy Kincaid bit coming next, and then the bit with the 2 issues with Overkill. And then we get the 4-issue series with all the different writers. So, which kind of lays the foundation for what feels like all of Spawn going forward. I don't know. I don't know how far into it we'll get. We'll see. At least until the end of those 4 issues. But this is going to do it for now. Thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like, hit subscribe, and the notifications so you'll know when I drop another one. We'll do another different comic next week. So also go over and follow me on Twitter at Team Blood Force. That's another way to find out what I'm going to be dropping next. But most importantly, go over to my Patreon and subscribe there. That'll give you access to the Blood Force pages, all the process stuff, as well as all my videos as soon as I make them. Because why be patient about watching videos about 30-year-old comic books when you don't have to be, right? Exactly. But yeah, again, thanks very much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.